I don't even know where to start this. Um, I'm gonna have to probably put. Well, there's no probably. I'm gonna have to put this on YouTube actually. Um, it's very hard um, to find people to reach out to. Now, you put on social media. Oh, hey, I'll talk whenever you want. I'm here for you. Blah blah blah. But are they really? No, not really. Or you're going through something then and now, and you send them a message, and 10 days later you get a reply. Well, problem's already been solved one way or another. Um, I've been going through a lot lately. Had back surgery, nothing too major, but surgery nonetheless. I had a sciatica issue, which kind of have all stemmed from a motorcycle accident back in 2017 because you know having bulging discs, um, and then of course the nerve caught on to the one of the bulging discs and caused me problems. I dealt with it for about 6 months. I've been healing, and so for those who don't know, which anybody on YouTube probably nobody knows, but I stay at home with my mother. I had gotten out of a 12-year relationship and I moved back home, and she really didn't want me to leave. I really have no reason to leave. Well, I mean, people are going to say, well, you're independent. Well, I pretty much have it. I don't have 100% of my privacy because, I mean, she's on the other end of the house, but I come and go as I please. I do what I want, whatever. Um, but with this journey of uh, having surgery, I'm bringing in no income. Um, when I signed for insurance, I had no intentions of being out, and I guess that's why you have insurance. Just like with car insurance, you don't, intend to get in a car accident. But I didn't get the short-term disability, so I had no money coming in. Uh, so it's been rough, but it's I'm also losing my passion for photography. I've had to force myself um, to get through some images, and I'm still behind. Um, the excitement has disappeared for the time being. Um, Depression has been severe, but people would say, "Well, go to therapy." Okay, well, give me the money. It's that easy. Pay me. Um, because right now I have none. And when I do get back to work, and it's supposed to be next week, uh, June 9th, I'm supposed to go back for a recertification, and then that Thursday go back to work. Well, I got an email stating that my company, or not my company, but my doctor turned around and did not give all the proper information, including my start date or when I'm eligible to go back to work. So that could postpone me going back to work. Um, During this process, the well pump outside went out, and we were without water for a month. A month. Um, so I had to research and get somebody to come fix it finally, and he didn't know what the hell he was doing. And when he finally got a pump, he put it on wrong, so that postponed. So on top of paying him, we ended up having to pay somebody else who came and fixed it and then gave us our water. Um, and keep in mind, I have had stitches in my back. You know, so trying to take care of that and everything else. Um, but it's it's not just the financial aspect. I mean, finances does take a toll on people. It's just everything else. And I'm kind of lost. Um, I don't know which way's up. I don't know which way's down. Disclaimer. And the reason I'm putting this out there is I'm atheist. I've made posts on TikTok where people were, talking about God or whatever. Hey, believe what you want to believe. I'm not here to uh, change your mind. I'm not here to say how you're wrong. That's on you. It's your discovering. If you choose to not branch out and learn, that's you. That's not me. It does not affect me. I've did my research, got a lot more to do, come to my own conclusions, and that's where I'm at. I don't judge. Um, but and the point is, I don't want to really have religion brought up into any comments if I have any at all. Um, because it's respectful. Just like I wouldn't go to someone else's page and talk about how God ain't real. Your book is false. I wouldn't do that. Um, so don't do that to me. But I already suffer from severe depression, anxiety, ADHD, bipolar, and I don't always have my meds. Um, but it's I don't know what I'm doing, or what. One, I don't know what I'm doing. Two, I don't even know what I want to do with my life anymore. Um, I do enjoy. I was enjoying photography, um, but trying to figure out things by yourself. I mean, you can only learn so much from YouTube. Um, I'm not good with business. And even so, people say you need to charge. Okay, well, here's the thing. I tell you, just tip me. That is the endless from 5 cents to 5 million. But apparently, the word money comes out of my mouth, and all of a sudden, my work is not good enough to pay me. But it's good enough to do free. And yes, this whole rant is going to be all over the place. I can't help it. I'm sorry. But if I waited till somebody paid me, I would become rusty, and it wouldn't get nowhere. And what? Once every 5 years, somebody pays me. Yeah, that's not going to really do it. Um, but then I thought about cybersecurity, and I don't think I really want to go that route because I don't know. I don't know enough of, I mean, I get the gist, but I haven't actually seen it in working. You see people doing it. I know what you can do. I've looked on some videos on YouTube and stuff like that, and it's just, I don't know. I, as a whole, I have me and my dog. Um, I have nobody else. Hell, in 4 years, really had one relationship that lasted 2 months, but we really wasn't a match. Um, but I'm just trying to keep my mental health above water. But I'm drowning. Um, and when I do get back to work, it won't fix things. Trust me, I've had trauma since I was 3 years old. Um, I guess it really hasn't stopped. I mean, it's not an everyday thing. Um, but it's still always something. Um, something positive comes up, something else negative comes behind it. I get happy, I get screwed over. Sometimes it's my fault. I mean, can't always blame other people. You have to take accountability for your actions. And there are times where things are my fault. But I kind of don't know the point of the video. I had a point, but Tamang got the mic going and sat down and everything. It was just like, okay, now what? And here's, let me take a swallow. Sorry, I get cotton mouth easy. Talking about it does not always help. Um, I do try to get it off my chest, but it doesn't always work. And that's why I find mental health very important because I've had some shit to happen and had no intentions of grabbing a bottle of stuff and washing it down with water. That put me in the hospital for 3 days. But it's just like it clicked like a light switch and just like it. And you know, they that's the thing I guess some people don't realize. And of course with society I always get called weak. But you don't always plan it. You don't always know that you're going to do it. It's just that you've had enough. You're at a snapping point, and you do something. That's the scary thing. So there's no making a text message or a phone call to anything or anybody. Sometimes there is. A lot of times there is. I advise to do that. If you have nobody to reach out to and you need to talk, because the way the prices of everything is, um, therapy is expensive. And if you don't have the right insurance or good insurance or insurance at all, it's going to cost you a lot. Um, I spent a few years in therapy. It helped a little bit, but it has also resurfaced a lot of trauma things that I have forgotten about. And now I can't make it disappear. Maybe because I was younger, a little easier to suppress, but yeah, you know, there. And here's another thing: is especially nowadays, if you go and tell somebody that you're thinking about harming yourself, they want to call an ambulance or the cops or whatever. But one thing to keep in mind, that does not always work, because all you do is now causing that person extra grief, extra issues. Sometimes it works, it helps, but it's still at a risk. And I'm not saying don't do it, but I know for me personally, if I was to choose to say those words to anybody and they picked up the phone, it's going to make me mad and potentially more determined. But let's hope it never gets to that point. Um, the anxiety is getting worse. Luckily, I got meds for that, but I haven't been on my meds for years, and now I'm back taking anxiety meds. Um, and again, with this whole randomness, and when somebody does vent to you, stop turning it around, making something about you. Okay, talk about them, only them. Call them tomorrow and talk about your what you got going on. Because I know me personally, when I call somebody or I text somebody and I tell them that I'm going through some shit, the last thing I want to hear is about their problems at that particular moment. Not while I'm trying to explain mine. Because I get the impression that they do not care. that what they're going through is more important. I'm saying I'm halfway suicidal and you telling me how you lost your dog. I mean, just, it doesn't compare. Or I had a sad day the other day too. I get it. There's no comparison. So if that's how, if you it's like I always tell somebody when they come to me to events, I might not always have the right answers, but I will listen. And I try. I try to listen. I try to give advice, but I will explain. It's like, look, I don't have anything to say. Um, but feel free to talk. And but I just don't know what to do. They got an app that I found where you can uh, event and random people will respond and give you their advice. I haven't really tried it yet. I need to. Um, I'm trying, but not knowing what I want to do with my life is another thing that really makes things depressing. Because if I do not find somebody and something happens to my mother, I'm not exactly sure that I'd want to stay here. Um, I'm not exactly sure that it would be a pleasant um, experience, and not because of her being gone. I mean that's in itself that's but just the way things are the way they are. Um, so I really don't know. I hate not being able to get comfortable in a chair. So yeah, my dog don't even understand what I'm doing. She's wondering why I'm talking into space. Now she's over here getting close to staring at me. What? But I don't know. I had an intention. I wrote like a 3 page um, about my life type thing, and I was going to make a video on it and give it to a therapist, because when you go to therapy, they always got the same questions, wants to know your life. It's a rinse and repeat, and I just get tired of telling it. Um, so figure that might help. Um, but therapy doesn't always help either, especially when you're stuck bringing up past trauma and having to relive it. You know, it doesn't do anything good. But I'm finding myself rambling, so this might be a good stopping point. I'm gonna upload this to YouTube and test the waters, see how this plays out, and just go from there. Maybe I would start writing. Either I will go to that list and actually have a video on it, or I will just kind of break it down into small bite-sized pieces, because so far we're about 26 minutes, and I can almost guarantee you there probably won't be anybody to make it to this point. That's assuming that when I post the link on TikTok that anybody even clicks the link. So we'll see. But we shall see again. If you have made it to the end of this, thank you. And if you don't, okay, it is what it is. So have a good one, guys.